So nice to talk to you today, Christian, and congratulations on the success of Sweet Tooth. It debuted at #1, like on Netflix, almost pretty much around the world, and it's still going strong.
Thank you.
Now, what aspect of the show got you the most excited about playing the character of Gus?
My favorite aspect that really wanted me to play the role of Gus is just the fact that he's a hybrid deer boy. Like that such a unique kind of story slash character, and I love that. And I really wanted to, take up that challenge and bring Gus to life.
Have your friends seen the show and are they really excited that you're starring in it?
Yes, so my friends are so excited that I'm in Sweet Tooth, and they're always talking to me about it, and they finished the series like 2 times already, and they love watching it, and they say that I do a really good job, so thanks to them also. And yeah, they're always talking about it, so that really makes me happy to know that they really appreciate and are entertained by the hard work that everyone put into the show.
I saw on Instagram that you got to do a lot of your own stunts. There's one where you're running across a log and then you flip onto something else, and it doesn't look like you have any wires on you. Like, how scary were those stunts to do? Because I was scared just watching it.
So that was definitely on the lower end of how tough the stunts got. Like that, I do it every day. Like I just jump off walls randomly. I'll do rolls. So because I've done okay, let's start from the beginning. When I figured out that I was going to be playing the role of Gus, I had to do lots of training, specifically parkour and stunt training. And after learning all of that, I can incorporate that into my daily life. Like I'll randomly jump and roll, and it's super fun to do. So getting to that on set was a blast, and I loved getting to do my own stunts. Obviously, the stunt double would come in when it got too dangerous, but I also got to do wire training, and I got to do stunts where like jump onto a hook and land in a pile of toilet paper on a train, or run up to a 3,000-foot cliff on the first day of filming. So I loved getting to do my own stunts on this show.
Which one was the most fun of all?
The most fun of all, my favorite stunt has got to be the hook one, where I run, jump onto a hook, and fling myself into a pile of toilet paper on a train. Definitely my favorite one, 100%.
I remember that one. That was pretty scary. I'm amazed that you were the one who did that and not a stunt double.
It was super fun. Like on the day we were in the studio, and there were like people wearing green suits, and I was running, and then they helped push me with the hook into the train. So that was super fun to get to film, and I really love how real and epic it looks on the screen.
I love how your ears move depending on how you're feeling. How do they do that? The whole time I was watching that, I was like, is that remote controlled ears or are they CGI'd? Like, what's the technical trick behind that?
So it all started with me going to LA to get a mold of my head, and they used that mold of my head to create a skull cap that could be fit on my head on the day. And the skull cap would have two little magnetic stubs on them, and the antlers would attach and reattach too because they're also magnetic. And the ears are remote controlled by a puppeteer who sits at the camera and watches my movements and reactions, and remote controls and sends a signal to my battery pack, which sends a signal up to my ears. So that's a really cool aspect that me and the puppeteer have to do, teamwork to really make Gus's ears come alive.
Yeah, that's fascinating. That's the kind of stuff I love to learn about. Now, you filmed this a couple of years ago, actually, the pilot for it anyway, but then the actual show was several months later. How did that come about and where was it filmed?
The pilot was filmed back in 2019, and that was when I was like 9 years old. Now I'm 11, so that's a big difference from there and now. And it started with me doing the big audition process that took around 3 months of doing self tapes and callbacks and in person callbacks. So that was really fun. But when we were gonna go film in New Zealand, that was definitely so amazing to hear. I immediately got up and started screaming out of excitement because that was on my bucket list of places to go. So I loved getting to film there. And we filmed the first season, I mean the first episode before COVID started. So that was weird having to film after COVID the rest of the season. Because, Jeff Lemire's comic book was written in 2009, so it's not based off of COVID Sweet Tooth, and the script was written in like 2016-ish. So getting to film a virus during a virus was definitely weird. But obviously COVID won't be as bad as that. It's not a world-killing disease. It's getting better.
If you could be half animal and half boy, of course, which one would you pick?
Deer, because, well, Gus is a deer, and deers are pretty much my favorite animal, so I'd be a deer for sure.
Now, speaking of New Zealand, which is just a gorgeous place, did you get to do any sightseeing while you were there? Did you have any time?
Definitely. As soon as it was the weekend, me and my mom and even some other castmates and crew would come along with us, and we'd just do all these adventures. Like, we'd see the glowworms, which are like worms that glow in the dark in Waitomo Caves in New Zealand, and they're only like in Australia, but mainly in New Zealand, which is really cool. And also, we did like this crazy thing, me and my mom, where we got to do a 100-meter abseil down a big hole in the magical wonder of New Zealand. We went hiking. We did a big 6-hour hike on Rangitoto Island, which was super fun. We did so many adventures there. It's uncountable. I could keep going on and on.
Now, Gus has a sweet tooth, as the title depicts, and he kind of gets interested in these chocolate rocket bars. Are those actual chocolate bars in New Zealand, or did they make them especially for the show?
So they made them especially for the show, and so they made them dark chocolate, and the show made them for us. So it was a dark chocolate candy bar.
Do you like dark chocolate?
Um, kind of a fan. Not too dark chocolate, like not like completely like 100% raw cacao, but like somewhere around like 70-80% I like. So I like dark chocolate, but more so milk because, I have that big sweet tooth.
Right. Now, who travels with you to movie sets? Is it your mom or your dad or both?
My mom. She always travels with me, and she's the best mom ever, and she always does adventures with me, and she's amazing, and she's super nice, and I love being with her.
That's great. Is acting something that you'd like to continue when you get older?
Yes, acting is what I want to do when I'm older, and I also have a fun idea where I could create scripts, and I could also create a production company, and maybe I could produce shows later in life, which would be pretty cool.
That's a really smart idea. Now, you've actually finished a couple of major films since Sweet Tooth. What can you tell me about those?
Actually, Sweet Tooth is the most recent project that I have done. But I've done some stuff before Sweet Tooth that are probably the quote unquote major projects. Like for example, there's a new movie coming out called The Tiger Rising, which is about a boy named Rob Horton who goes to a school and he finds a tiger in the woods. And he meets this girl named Sistine at school, and together they go out on a mission and set the tiger free. So that's something that will be coming out soon also.
And you filmed that prior to Sweet Tooth in
Yes,
2019?
prior to Sweet Tooth, yeah.
Congratulations on the show, and looking forward to season 2. I know there hasn't been any kind of an official announcement, but with this kind of success, come on, it's got to happen.
Hopefully. Thank
I hope
you
so
so
too. I
much for
really
having me
enjoyed the
today.
show. Take care.
Bye, you too.